What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Got kind of a big one to tackle here. I know the TMNT guys all love the variants. As you can see, the black belts here and the originals, the new releases. There's just so many to keep track of. And whether it's because it has different color accessories, such as the movie star re-releases, or it's the ones that just have a completely different paint scheme. And us TMNT fans absolutely love those, especially ones that are unconfirmed, shrouded in mystery. Is there a yellow-eyed metalhead? Maybe. So there really is a lot of versions and variants, and that's what this series is going to try and tackle. So let's go ahead and start at the beginning.
Splinter the rat taught them each the ninja arts. Donatello, master of the staff. War! Leonardo, the katana blade.
My God!
Raphael, the
Don't
sleeve.
try this at home, kids!
And Michelangelo, the nunchakus.
Radical!
And master of the willing pizza.
Hey, who had the pepperoni and ice cream? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
From Playmates.
Let's go ahead and start with 1988, and these are the figures that we're going to be covering today. This might not all be new information for you super TMNT fans, but we got to start somewhere, and this looks like a good spot to me. And up first, we've got Leonardo. Oh, and before we get started, I'm going to try to cover as many variant and versions as possible. I'm not going to go into like other countries and cards with different, from here and there. I'm just going to try and cover as many as I possibly can. We'll see how it goes. And if I leave anything out, guys, please go ahead and leave it down in the comments. I'm not a super TMNT expert by any means, but I'm going to do my best. As most of you guys know, these are the original 10 backs. They have a hard head version and they have a soft head version. Over here on the left is a version of the Fan Club Flyer, which is a very sought after mock or mint on card. So I'm pretty sure that all of the Fan Club Flyers are all soft heads because they were so early in the line. And most of us know the line started off with rubber heads and switched to plastic. On this one right here, you can kind of see the seam on the head, which to me leads me to believe that that is a plastic head. And here is one of those soft heads. They can range. Some are super soft and some aren't so much. Like the Bebop figure, his rubber heads are sometimes they're pretty hard, if that makes any sense. I would say most of the original turtle figures are pretty straightforward, either soft head or hard head. I mean, sometimes the front shell looks like a different color yellow, but no official variants on that. But here is the original 10 back I showed earlier. Here is the Fan Club offer. And then you have a pop-up display, which has a card in the back, and it pops up with a foot soldier on it. Still looking for one of those. You've got the 2009 reissue and then a 2012 reissue. But for some reason, this book doesn't show the 1998 reissue. And of course, this book is outdated and it's not going to show you the 2022 reissue. Which, by the way, for the new collectors, an easy way to spot a reissue is that J hook up on top. But moving right along, we're on to Donatello. This here is the first mock that I bought of a turtle. I collected a long time and I didn't have any turtles on card, but this one right here was the first one. Let's flip her over here. Got the 10 back, and that is the 10 figures on the back for all you new collectors. I don't know if you guys can tell, but to me, this looks obviously like a hard head. It just looks shiny and doesn't have that like dull look to it. So to me, it's pretty obvious a plastic or hard head. All right, let's get to these releases here. Just like Leonardo, we've got the original 10 back. We've got the Fan Club offer pop-up display with this one as well. The 2009 issue. That pop-up has the Krang picture, so all the pop-ups for each figure are different. 2009 and 2012 again. I think this book for all the turtles is going to be mostly the same. But again, don't forget about the 1998 purple card back release and the 2022 re-release. Moving on to my favorite turtle, which is kind of funny because I don't have him on card, but this here is the plastic head version. As you can see that seam on the side of his head, just like this one, which it does kind of have that dull look to it, but I don't know. If it has the seam, I'm going to go ahead and say that it's the plastic hard head. Those, they got a film on them sometimes. But here's the 10-back, the fan club offer, pop-up display with a shredder, a pop-up shredder on that one, 2009 and 2012. Again, in the 98 and the 2002 release. I'm going to say it every time, I guess, guys. But yes, that is my favorite turtle. Moving on to my least favorite turtle, Michelangelo. For some reason, I have this one on card. With this one here, I was kind of looking at it. It looks like it might be a soft head, but I don't know. Sometimes it's so hard to tell because, like I said, they get that little white film on there. So, but the fact that it only has it on the head and not the rest of the plastic, I don't know. Could be rubber. I don't know. I'm not really too sure. But here is a soft head Michelangelo. So let's see if we can kind of see. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of hard to tell. That's the thing with these, you know what I mean? Sometimes you can tell and sometimes you can't. So moving on to the releases. So we're talking also about variants, okay? But this Michelangelo also has a beaded nunchuck variant. So originally, just like the soft heads, they used to be beaded nunchucks. Then they changed it to the straight nunchucks. We've got the fan club, the pop-up display, 2009 and 2012, just like the rest. But we'll get to the rest of the figures right after these messages.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell. They learned the ninja arts from their master, the Rat, and now these four green guys can really kick back.
The Shredder, sworn enemy of the Turtles.
It feels so good to be so bad.
With his henchmen, the dreaded foot soldiers, the mutants Bebop and Rocksteady.
What do I do with them? Destroy them!
All one turtle soup.
Ninja Turtles.
From Playmates.
I always thought those substitute voice actors were so funny. But here we've got Splinter. All right, just like the Turtles, Splinter has a hard head and soft head version. This is not a 10-back, so this is a 44-back, and this is a hard head Splinter. Obviously the soft heads would be with the 10-backs. So here is another hard head, and as you can see, it's got that real hard plastic and shiny finish to it. I have a soft head Splinter around here somewhere, but I haven't been able to locate it. Of course, it's got the 10-back, and this is the second release up there that I just showed you. Pop-up display for this one as well shows a Bebop 2009 reissue and the 2012 reissue. And here's that 98 release. But Splinter's kind of weird. No official variants, but some just obviously have a lot more gray paint on the chest than others. All right, now we're getting to some variants. Okay, April O'Neil. As every TMNT collector knows, the original April, there is a no stripe April, which, as you can see on this one has the blue stripe going down the side. It's still a 10-back, but there is a variant version, which is, kind of rare, that doesn't have that blue stripe. So now we're getting into a little bit more of what I wanted these videos to kind of be more about the variants. The no stripe April, the blue stripe April. Then we have over here the third release, which is the orange pockets with blue stripes. Then we have the extremely rare version, no press. So basically it just doesn't say press above her breast pocket like the 44-back here on the right. That one does say press. So a lot of variants for the original April, which is so cool, and to have all of them would be amazing. So moving on to the Shredder. So just like the Turtles, we have a soft head version, which this one here is obviously super soft, and they eventually came out with the hard head version. And moving on to the releases, the original 10-back, we've got the second release with the hard head version. We've got the pop-up display, which shows Donatello. The 2009 release, which is very sought after because it's got that little mini Krang on there, which goes in the 6-inch Android body Krang. I showed the 2012 release down there, and here is the 2022 release, which honestly, I'm pretty okay with these re-releases, especially this Shredder looks pretty decent to me. The cloth is a little bit different, but I'm just happy that they're re-releasing those. I will go into my gripes with these figures here shortly, which I have in a previous video. But let's get to the coolest figure from this first wave, my favorite, the Foot Soldier. And you'll have to excuse me, this is my only 10 back I have at the moment. The bubble's a little janky there. I got them for a good price, so I figured I couldn't pass them up. So this one here is a little bit weird. It's got the 10 back. It shows the 1992 release on the green cards. Then it shows the 94 release with the collector card, and then the 1995 reissue. So yeah, this guy just got released in different years. And surprisingly enough, no soft heads for the Foot Soldiers. For some reason, these guys didn't get soft heads in the original release. But some do say that there is different shades of Foot Soldiers. I'll let you be the judge. I see a little bit darker on the right. So I don't know. So some say 1988 Mirage Studios Playmates Toys, and some other ones say 1988 Mirage Studios Playmates Toys made in Makaya, which it does say that on the back of the packaging as well. And some of these figures, which I hope you can see here right there on the crotch, it has an A, which to some collectors mean that it was in the first run, but in my opinion, that's been debunked, and it was just a manufacturer error. It was supposed to be on the inside. So that's that. Moving on to Rocksteady. Got my soft head Rocksteady here. Unfortunately, I don't have him on card other than that 2022 release. But as you can see, you got the soft head, the hard head, the pop-up, which shows April, the 2009 and 2012 release. But let's go ahead and take a look at this 2022, which again, I do like. A couple things I don't like the pants on Rocksteady don't have the black markings. But, you know, it is what it is, and I bought it, so it was good enough for me to buy it. Moving on, here is Bebop. This guy right here. Beautiful figure. Absolutely love this guy. He came in soft head and hard head as well. Here is a version of a super softy. So the rule of thumb with this guy is if you're buying him on card, if he has a pink face, like a super pink face, it's probably a softy, and if it's like the dark brown, it's probably going to be the hard head. And please correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But here is that 10 back, another 10 back. That's the hard head. And then you've got the pop-up display and the 1994 purple card back release, along with the 2009. Here is the, oh my goodness, the 2022 release, and on the left. So here it is side by side. The card's a little bit smaller. The graphics look pretty decent. Color's a little off on the turtles, but I'll take it. But there's one little thing, that pink, super pink face on Bebop. I mean, it is just, I could even deal without the shoes being painted, without the chain being painted, but that pink face, it's almost too ridiculous. Like, who was like, yeah, more pink, more pink. But anyway, guys, I know that was a bit fast going through all of them, but I mean, there's not really too much to go into on those ones. The next couple videos should be interesting. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll catch you in the next one.